Okay, hey guys, it's been a hot minute. Let's see, I think the last video, full video I uploaded, not including a short, was, wow, 4 months ago. So almost half a year ago. That's crazy. Yeah, so there's a reason for that, and that's kind of what this video is for. I'm here to tell you guys all the things. So, well, not all the things, but the reason why I have kind of been not incognito, like gone, I guess, not recording some stuff. I have some notes here, so if you see me looking down, that's why, so I can stay like on topic and make sure I don't forget anything. But I also wanted to make this like a kind of get ready with me kind of thing. That way I'm not just like sitting here talking to the camera, because it is a little easier for me to talk, I guess, when I'm like doing something. But before we get started, please, please, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. And also follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, even though I don't really use Twitter anymore, so I don't know why I even tell you guys to follow it, but, or sorry, it's called X now. But yeah, but I've been like, even Instagram I haven't really been super active on. I've posted on there a few times, but not a whole lot. It's been kind of crazy. So I also look pretty rough. I did a workout this morning. I actually did 2 workout classes this morning. I kind of just like came home, freshened up a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and film a video. So yeah. But first off, I got this palette like literally months ago at Ulta because it was on sale, and I liked the colors. It's like this bluey kind of oceany vibe, and I was gonna sit down and make a kind of first impressions video. I haven't even like swatched this palette yet. It's by LA Girl. It's called LA Girl Foreplay Eyeshadow Palette and All Nighter. These are on sale, so they might not even like be available anymore. I don't know, but like I haven't even swatched these yet, like untouched. So I guess I could just do that right now. I don't know why I skipped the first one, but yeah. Okay, the mattes seem pretty good. The shimmers, we'll see. It wasn't the best swatch ever, but we'll see. I want to try to utilize all the colors as well. Maybe I'll do like a halo eye kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Brows are on. They're not the best brows I've ever done, but I kind of did them in a rush because I realized that I'm kind of on a time crunch now. So, that's cool. So, the first thing is, well, you guys might not even notice because I never filmed any long form videos in the other place, but I did film a few shorts. Slash Instagram reels, but this is not the apartment that we came down here with in. It's not the apartment we were living in when we first came down here, and I'll get into that. It's kind of like the main focus of this video. So yeah, so let's start from the beginning. First of all, I kind of left my base a little bit tacky. I'm gonna take this, I think I want to do like a halo eye kind of thing. I'm going to take this first shade right here, the lighter blue, and just blend that into the crease, or sorry, the lid, in like a halo fashion. So yeah, so first of all, I got a little part-time job to kind of hold us over until I found like an actual like career job, or to hold me over, I guess. Well, hold us over too. And then Ty ended up getting a full-time job at this wildlife refuge place. I'm not going to name the name because they are shit. And this was up in Port St. Lucie. So that's where we first moved when we first came down here. And at first he really liked it. It seemed like it was a good fit for him. All that stuff. He seemed to get along with the people and all that stuff. But eventually it was not like that. It ended up turning into a kind of, they bait and switched him is essentially what happened. So this place had been kind of in contact with him for a while, and they seem to really like him. You know, he's got a wildlife degree, you know, he wants to be a zoo guy, take care of animals, all that stuff, right? So he was like, at first they were like, right now we're only looking for like a maintenance, like groundskeeper kind of guy. And so he's like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't care if it, you know, would get me down here or whatever. Like, I'm not going to do that, but you can call me when you have something that's more up my alley available. So eventually they came up with this kind of newish position, and I feel like I'm looking very 80s right now. And he was like, oh, okay, yay, finally, you know, something that is more like what I'm wanting to do, not like groundskeeping. And so they sent him an offer letter, offered him the job, all that fun stuff. We secured a place up in Port St. Lucie, and it was great for a little while, for like a few weeks, maybe a month. And then what happened was he was essentially a groundskeeper, and that annoyed him because, like, yeah, in his job description in the offer letter, it says like, you know, you'll have to, it's a smaller place with not a whole lot of funding, so like, yeah, obviously you kind of have to wear like a few hats or whatever, like that's fine, you know. But no, he was just doing groundskeeping. Like, he wasn't even like allowed to touch the animals, essentially. Like, he was doing nothing like what he thought he was going to be doing, and essentially what the offer letter said. And it's like, are you kidding me? So they did the whole like bait and switch thing, you know, like, hey, this is the position, but hey, once you're hired, we're going to make you do something completely different. And yeah, I'm going to take this darker blue shade. This one has a little bit of a sheen to it, just like ever so slightly, but I think it'll be okay. So yeah, they bait and switched him, and he was not happy about that, and he very much, very much expressed that, and they ended up firing him because they thought he was being difficult and not wanting to like listen to people, which like he was doing like what they were telling him to do, but like he was not happy about it, obviously, because that's not why he started there. And we were so excited too at first, because we were like, oh my gosh, like we're finally gonna be able to go back down to Florida, get the fuck out of Missouri. And it ended up just being kind of shit show. And yeah, so they ended up firing him. And luckily he was able to find a job relatively soon after. That way we weren't in a real bind. Because I wasn't making like a whole lot of money, because I was just part-time. Like, I was making a decent amount, but not like a whole lot. Not enough to, you know, cover rent for both of us, that's for sure. So yeah. And then, so he found a job at another wildlife place. Not a wildlife refuge, well, kind of, but like more like zoo type, not like just like a refuge, I guess. I'm like trying not to say the name, but it's in Palm Beach County, which we were up in Port St. Lucie. So if you know anything about like South Florida, that's a ways. He was driving like an hour and a half to work every day, and that was just like not feasible, because I was also driving, because I worked in Palm Beach County too. I worked in gardens, and so I was also driving an hour every day. He was driving an hour and a half. He was going way farther than I was, and so that's like not feasible. We were spending so much on gas. We were having to fill up every single day. We were like, okay, we need to start looking for a place that's closer, because we can't keep doing this. Like, we're spending so much money on gas right now. And so yeah, so we started doing that. So all that happened, and then in May his family came down for a little vacay. as well. They were here for about a week. That was fun. But yeah, so the fam came down, and obviously, like, I'm not gonna film that, you know. I kind of wanted to get a little more settled into the new place before we started, or into the apartment before I started, you know, making videos and stuff, kind of develop more of a routine. Hello. I don't know if you saw that, but Kenji just walked in. So yeah, now he's on the bed. So yeah, we had like a 2-bedroom. It was nice because that was like one of our requirements. We were like, we need a 2-bedroom because we want a guest room, and we kind of want just like an extra room, you know, and extra storage as well. So we liked that place. It wasn't like the best place. Like, it was nice. It wasn't like that bad, but it did kind of give landlord special, just like a little bit. Not like super bad, but you could tell in some places they kind of just painted over the problem. So yeah. And then, so I ended up getting another job. And another job in Palm Beach County, of course. And here's the thing, right? We didn't really like it up there anyways. We were kind of ready to get out because, like, already it, like, when we started moving, it didn't feel like home. It was crazy. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this darker shimmery shade. It's kind of like a teal, I guess. And I'm gonna take out my finger, actually, and blend that onto the center of the lid. Not the very center. So yeah, so both of my jobs were in Palm Beach County. His job was in Palm Beach County. Like, it just wasn't feasible for us to live up in Port St. Lucie anymore. And so we started looking at places down here, and we were like, we need, of course, Palm Beach County is going to be more expensive, because if you know anything about South Florida, it's expensive. And yeah, so we started looking at places, and we were like, we have to, like, have a 2-bedroom still. Like, there's no way we can go back to a 1-bedroom. We have too much shit, and we like also having a guest bed or guest room for like anyone that wants to come down. And it was useful when the family came down, so we were like, oh, we have to have, you know, we can't do it without that. Ugh, fallout. It looks good though. I almost want to leave it like that, kind of dark and mysterious, but like I said, I want to use all the colors, so I'm going to take that lighter shimmery shade and put it in the very center. And so we ended up, so he works more towards the west and I work more towards the coast. So we needed a place that was like kind of in the middle. So we found a place in West Palm Beach that is way closer, way closer to his especially. His drive went from an hour and a half to 20 minutes, 25, 30-ish minutes. Depending on the day. But yeah, that was wild. Like, so we don't have to fill up gas every other day. It's amazing. But yeah. So, and he seems to really like the place he's at now. They're not as I don't want to say trashy, but for lack of a better word, we'll say trashy. And I really like both of my jobs as well, especially my new one. So it's more aligned with like what I'm wanting to do and my degrees and all that stuff. The other one's kind of just like a filler job. But yeah, so let's move on to the face. I'm gonna not really explain what I'm doing just because it's gonna be the same fucking products that I usually use. So yeah, nothing crazy. Anyways, so one thing that happened also before we moved, and it was a big reason why I kind of not disappeared, but didn't have motivation to film and stuff, really do anything, was my cat, Peanut. He wasn't in too many shorts, so if you've only ever seen my short form content, you've probably never seen him really. But he was in a handful of my longer videos, my long form videos. And he it was when I was down in Boca. He developed this little mass between his shoulders, and I had it removed. It's like an injection site sarcoma or something like that. I think the official name's like a fibrosarcoma. And so I had it removed, and unfortunately it was like kind of towards the end of my time down in Boca, so I wasn't able to get him into like the oncologist specialist type thing before I had to go back to Missouri. But I was like keeping an eye on it, and it didn't really grow back. And then he started developing this mass on his shoulder, his left shoulder, I believe. And we kept an eye on it, of course. And this is kind of in the midst of us moving down here as well. So I was like, once we get settled down here, I'll take him back to the vet and all that stuff. Because like he was still in the system at the vet that I went to back in Delray, even though it was kind of a drive, it was fine. I'm actually going to take this Lancome blush in Rose Fresque. It's this nice little cool toned pink. I think it will complement this makeup look. But anyways, so I took him to the vet. She pretty much was like, yeah, so it's like the same thing that he had before, and we need you to go to the oncologist or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. It wasn't super bad yet, so we went to the specialist, and we discovered I actually started a GoFundMe, but never like got any donations. I was afraid to share it because I like hate asking for money. So I think if I would have shared it more, it probably would have gotten some stuff. But like I said, I didn't want to ask for money. So wow, okay. It's very much giving 80s right now, especially with that blush. Oops. Okay. Highlight, Essence Pure Nude, of course. So yeah, we took him to the oncologist. He was like, yeah, it's a fibrosarcoma. Apparently he was a brat for him, so he wasn't able to get like a super good feel of it, which is kind of funny. He hates the vet. It's so funny because he loves visitors, but he hates the vet. He knows when he's at a vet. I'm going to take a little bit of this just so that the colors can be really bright and pop in. I just want to put something else on the corner, on the lid. I might put like a, I don't know, maybe not, maybe we'll leave it like dark and smoky. Anyways, I'm gonna take a little bit of what is this, eye primer, and put it on my under eyes just so that the color can really pop. Sorry if you can't see, sorry if I'm also out of focus. I'm a mess. Anyways, so this is happening before we moved to West Palm Beach, by the way. I kind of accidentally jumped around on my little timeline. But anyways, so we took him to the oncologist. He was like, yeah, like he'll need it to be removed and also radiation, and like the full thing was gonna be like at least like $14,000, and we were like, yeah, we can't do that. And so in palliative care would have been like at least $7,000, which we also could not do. So we were like, okay, this sucks. So I guess it doesn't seem to bother him too much right now. So we will just see what happens. We'll kind of watch him and let him kind of vibe out. And it was fine for a while, and then it was not fine, and it started growing a lot, and it started growing like multiple kind of, I don't know what you call them, like nodes, if you will. Like there were multiple masses that were, I assume, all connected, and again, it was fine. It didn't seem to impede him too much. He didn't seem to be too bothered by it. He seemed to walk okay as well. Like the tumors or the masses were getting big enough under his skin where it started kind of splitting his skin. So he was getting like little kind of sore areas. And what happened was he started scratching at them. So he was scratching at them. And what happens when you scratch at something like that, you know, if you scratch at a scab before it's healed underneath, is it's gonna bleed. So he would bleed. And so we ended up having to keep him in like a sweater or a hoodie or something. And this is before the family came down for vacation. So like I said, this happened very fast. We moved to Port St. Lucie in February, mid-February. And fam came down in May. So only a few months. And this is perfect. It was bad. So we had to keep him in a sweater or like a t-shirt or something to cover it up. That way, if he did try to scratch at it, he wouldn't actually get it and it wouldn't break open or anything like that. I was like, I need him to hang on until after the family leaves so they can say goodbye and all that stuff. And he did. And it didn't, like I said, it didn't really seem to change. It's because I've had him since he was a kitten. So, like, I've, like, seen him grow up. I know, like, his personality and stuff like that. And it didn't really seem to change him too much in terms of, like, that. So, I was like, he's fine. Like, I'm going to take those two shimmer shades. I just kind of, like, mix them. And I'm going to put them, like, on the bottom in the very center. Just to kind of get a little something underneath there. And then we can talk about, you know, putting him down. And so it was like a week or two, I think, after the fam left. I keep saying the fam. Sorry. That's just what I say on like the daily to like tie and stuff, so I'm just like used to it. Oh, this is the Revolution eyeliner in Aqua, I believe. It's kind of like this really pretty teal blue. It's perfect. And then I was like, okay. I think I obviously didn't want it to happen. You know, I didn't want that day to come, so I was kind of trying to put it off as much as possible. I'm going to take my Violet Voss Donut palette and take this white shimmery shade and put it on the inner corner. I'm going to wet it also because this tends to be a very flaky shadow. Like, I just like dipped it in and it's got like a giant flake on it, so yeah. That was a thing. And I was like, okay. He's starting to, and he also started to learn how to get out of the sweaters we were putting on him. So we would like find him like in the morning or when we got home from work, just like bloody and no sweater on. So we were like, okay, we need to do something. This isn't good for him. It's not good for us. Yeah. So we scheduled the appointment and we put him down, and that was really hard for me. So hard. And I think it was hard for Ty too, but he's better at like masking his feelings, which like isn't necessarily a good thing, let me just say. But yeah, because him and Ty had a very special relationship. Like, he got on his nerves, but Ty was definitely like his favorite person. Like, he was the one he would like cuddle with and stuff. Like, he would cuddle with me too. He's never been like a super cuddly cat, but like he freaking loved Ty. They had a very special relationship. So I think it took a bigger toll on him than he was letting on. But that was rough. We had him cremated because, one, we're away from home, obviously, and I don't really like the thought of him rotting in the ground. So I was like, I'm gonna cremate him. So I did. And he's in a box on the entertainment center. But that was really hard for me. That was probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. My family has never been like into pets that much, so we've never, like, I never had like a family pet or anything growing up, so it like wasn't a thing. Okay, I'm gonna take my, so I got this at CVS, I think, and it's either CVS or Walgreens, and I went into there because I wanted the Flower Beauty one, but they didn't have it, so I got this one instead. I think this is like a Korean brand, Joa, but I actually really like this. I wish it was bigger though, but the mist is very fine. And I actually think it like sets my makeup and holds my makeup in place. But anyways, yeah, that was really hard. It took me a while to kind of recover from that, even though, you know, I don't get as sad. Like, for a while there, I would like look at a picture of him and like tear up. But I feel like I don't do that anymore. But like, I'll like look at a picture of him and like pet his little forehead on a picture, and I miss him a lot. He was my first pet, you know. My first pet was like truly mine, and we had him since he was a kitten, and I thought he was gonna live forever because he was a sassy boy, and I thought he was gonna live forever just to spite us, and he didn't. You know, I was hoping he would, you know, because cats live a long time, right? So I was hoping he would be around for like the kids and grow up with the kids and, you know, all that stuff. And now I'm never gonna get to see how he interacts with, you know, a tiny human in the household, and it really sucks. And it makes me really sad, and I miss him a lot. And so that was the thing, and I was like, I can't, like, I don't have the motivation to sit down and film a video anymore, of course. Why would I? So yeah. Down here, it's still kind of getting settled in. We've only been here for a few months. We moved in the beginning of July, I think, so it's what, almost the end of August 21st. So yeah, we haven't been here for that long, like a little over a month pretty much. So not long. This room isn't even finished yet, and there's still going to be some like rearranging of furniture and stuff. Like, I know right now my background is like super boring. But it'll hopefully get better once I get more decor up and rearrange stuff like how I want it and all that stuff. We'll see. I feel like this other job down here. We moved to West Palm Beach, and we found a 2-bedroom that actually is, I think it's like a little bit more than what we were paying before, but it's still feasible, barely. But yeah, we seem to be enjoying it. It's nice being back in Palm Beach County. Like I said, we just were not a fan of Port St. Lucie County in general. It just was not it. It's like a completely different vibe in Palm Beach County. Like, I don't know how to explain it without sounding like a brat, but you can just like tell the difference between the two. And one is definitely better than the other, even though one's more expensive, but it's worth it, you know, in my opinion, at least. And it only sucks, though, because we have a friend who lives up in Vero, which is about 30 minutes north of where we were, so she was pretty close. We hung out with her a lot, and now we're farther from her, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? I feel like I should have done, like, bolder brows. Oh well. Okay, now for lips. I think I'm just gonna go in with like a nude and like a gloss. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I don't really feel like doing anything too crazy. So yeah, I feel like we were in like a dead zone, because like there was cool stuff in Fort Pierce and cool stuff in Jensen and Stewart, but like we had nothing. And it was really annoying, so. It felt like we were still in Springfield, like, I'm not gonna lie. And even he thought that too, and I was like, yes, I feel so validated right now. Okay, video grind. There's a few other things that we have going on right now that I don't want to talk about just yet, just because they're not, like, they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say concrete, but like, yeah. So But once we are ready to talk about that stuff, I will let you know. We also have a vacation in September. That looks good. I think it would look better if my hair was down. I think the hair being back is throwing it off. It's a that I won from like a drawing. Let me tell you right now, it's not free. I'm planning on doing like a whole video about that, like a kind of travel vlog and review and kind of thing. So keep an eye out for that. Like it's not until September though, so it'll probably be a hot minute before the video actually gets put up. But yeah, either way though, I think it'd be fun to get away. We were supposed to have a vacation back in 2020, May of 2020, to Punta Cana. And, well, we know what happened in May of 2020. So, we didn't end up going. So, that was cool. But yeah, I think that's it on the life update. Like I said, there's more to talk about. Guys, please give it a thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button. Again, if you haven't already, follow me on my socials. They'll be in the description down below if you missed them in the beginning of the video. And hopefully I'll be back on my video grind soon. Yeah, I miss making videos. It's a pain in the ass, but it's fun, you know? There's a few videos that are not makeup related that I want to make. I actually started one, but I'm gonna have to finish it here because we moved, obviously. And that one's kind of a pain in the ass. It's a cooking video, but it's like, the setup for it is a lot, but it might be a little better here because of the setup of the kitchen. Yeah. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.